Okay, I have no idea which way the camera's facing. I assume it's waiting for them to pass and we get back on our way to work. It's Sunday the 27th. It is a pleasant 78 degrees out here. And we've already gathered a barrel of trash we'll be throwing away at work once we get in there. As we continue getting stronger and hopefully inspiring y'all to get out there and touch grass. Maybe not in the way I'm doing. This is extremely dangerous, mostly because my city doesn't give a single shit about its pedestrians. Hence, look at what they give us to walk on, or lack thereof. Y'all be able to see it better once the sun comes up. How you doing, everybody? I am still just as tired as I was before, but the beauty of the human endocrine system is always astounding. I'm down, but I am not out. And even though I'm very tired, yesterday was a long shift, today is going to be system and my head triggering from my baser instincts, a bit due to the fact that I'd be out here in the wilds of Georgia. I basically am more alive now than I was playing Minecraft on the wind-up. Still got the same problems though, y'all. Fascism is creeping its nasty, nasty way across the U.S. And that's why I'm begging y'all, start doing the kind of shit I'm doing. Get out here, get noticed. Let people see that we're here. And let them see that we're doing a lot more for them than the old pedophiles in office are doing. I mean, hell, Trump has brought you Elaine Maxwell getting a pardon, and I've dumped a load of trash off that was otherwise littering the side of the road. One of us is putting trash out, one of us is picking trash up. Just saying. I'm not one of those good people good old Mr. Rogers talked about, but I'm trying my best. Little things. I was picking up trash. I will since stop for the moment because I'm full up. I don't think you can see that. Give me just a second because I got to make sure not to. Oh, hello, 3 viewers. Now, where's the flashlight option on this thing? Because the sunrise is, there we go. The sunrise is slowly coming up. I don't know what relight is. Jesus. That's fucking just flashing light in my eyes. That's better. Now, how do I turn the light that's in my face off? That's a bit better. But yeah, we currently have a good bunch of trash on the side of the road. We're just walking into another 3 miles now into work, where I will work about a 9-hour shift. And then I'll be walking home, back the 4 miles, but this time with food for the wild animals. Always remember, if you're feeding wild animals, to make sure to put it in designated feed areas that you shift around. One, because if not, hunters will find your feed area and they will hunt the friends you're feeding. So just keep them shifting around. Also, if you keep the food drops shifting around, you'll occasionally get wild food growing there too. And as always, I typically use the river as a distribution system, at least until the river starts to get a little clogged with the food. Then I back off until the animals have a chance to clear it. Work in the shadows to serve the light. It's the best thing we can do at the moment. And if you wait for your state to tell you it's okay to make a difference, well, friends, you'll be waiting until the wildfires get to your door. Always remember, the system will always reward mediocrity. They'll reward the people that are sitting there telling you to do something from their cushy studio. I'm telling you to get out here and come join me in the muck, friends. It's dangerous, it's smelly, it's unpleasant, and it's a thankless job. But at the end of the day, I know I have made at least one teeny tiny itsy bitsy difference. And so I invite you the same to come stab at the ankles of giants with me. And let's try to make the world a little bit greener, a little bit better through our efforts. But it's up to y'all. Hello, Junior G. And hello, Sacramento, California. How y'all doing out there? I hope you're staying safe. California is a very large place. I believe half of it is on fire and half of it's currently getting attacked by the military. Be safe out there, friends. Be safe. I'm from Georgia currently in the south. And it is already, as the sun starts to rise, the humidity rises with it. Hey, there's part of the reason why, though. Not that you can see it with the lack of light. But that's a sod farm that takes up roughly, I'd say 50, 60, maybe even 100 acres. And the problem with the sod farm, not that I would really care, but here's the environment they give us with sod. Flat, nowhere for wildlife to hide, nothing for wildlife to eat, no kind of shade or anything to do with that. And the roots show, I can't show y'all a thing because it's too dark. But, well, I hope you get to sleep soon, dear friend. But the sod being so short, it doesn't absorb water either. So, whereas this used to be a pleasant walk that would be about 72 degrees right now, due mostly to people not caring, people not understanding, or general ignorance, we basically have it about 80 right now, and it will go up continuously as long as that sun continues to rise. And then about when it's gone down for over an hour, it'll start to drop back down into a comfortable temperature. It can be changed, friends. It can be changed just as easily as you and me. Doing what tiny bit we can, and always killing sod when we see it, as long as it's our sod to be able to kill. I can't recommend you do things like pour salt on sod yards, because y'all, that'd be bad. Ditto if you poured Miracle Grow on it, because that would be too much, and that would cause the sod to basically burn itself out. Fun fact about Miracle Grow, you can actually mix it in one of these like gallon style bottles, like what you could pick up off the side of the road, poke some holes in the bottom of it, and then as long as it's not getting on your skin, because you don't want too much Miracle Grow on your skin, it ain't gonna help you grow none. You can pour it over the sod, which will start to kill off the sod. Like I said, anything, and I do mean anything we can do, the growing menace, we should do together. Because anything we do together will have great means and ends. Normally, y'all would be seeing me pick up trash, but like I said, unfortunately, my barrel's already full. And the only dumpster that's willing to participate that doesn't lock its top is the one where I work at, 4 miles away from here. Well, 3 miles now, more or less, give or take. It's a shame that basically everyone in America don't give a fuck no more. It's the great scam of play to play, player. And I hate it. And I say that we unite and rebel against it in any way we can. Which is why I'm here with y'all. Babbling along and doing what I can. What little bit it is. Stabbing at the ankles of those giants. Also giving y'all a shot of the morning time like y'all might not have seen it before. Because I would highly recommend getting out here and hiking and enjoying it. Savannah's going to be 109 degrees today. If you're going to go outside, well, friends, now is the time to go outside. Because by the time noon gets here, outside will officially be deadly, at least in my part of the woods. And if you're caught out in it, I recommend shade. I recommend regular cool-off breaks, because with it being a wet bulb of over 98, you won't be able to cool yourself off. Hydration, while you should still do it, will not be enough. Right now, we are now reaping what our parents and grandparents sowed with climate change and global warming, and reap it we shall. Fret not, though, if you manage to have a comfy job, for your reaping will come soon as well. Power grid can only hold out so long. Who's seen the Chronicles of Riddick? Who remembers the prison planet they got stuck on? Because it's not going to be that dramatic, but it's going to be the level of uh-oh. And I go through it every day that I can, any day that I can't catch a ride. both to experience it, hopefully build myself up against it a bit more, and show y'all the joys of outdoor life while we still have it. Keep in mind that the White House has now deemed homelessness in at least 38 states an illegal activity, meaning if you are either mentally unwell and can't afford a house, mentally unbalanced and can't afford rent, or otherwise overworked, overtaxed, and cannot afford a place to stay, they are coming after tents first. Vans will be next. Soon you'll have to rent their properties and pay their prices. Or you'll go to their other private places, their jails, where you'll be out here doing what I'm doing, but you'll be doing it for the fascist dime rather than the good of doing it. How do we fight it? Together, friends. If you own property like any of these fucks do here, what you should try to do is open up your yard. If your HOA says no, get enough neighbors together and tip over that HOA. Because again, this is a human issue. Right now, we're in a part of a history moment where we're gonna get to see how human you are, man. Same with me. And we gotta fight together to prove our own humanity. At least that's what it feels like to me. Hello, Yvette. Hello, Aisha. One second, let me get out the road so I can read that. Aisha Warren. I'm just talking about how terrible our system is, how it will get worse progressively until we fight for it to get better, because all the Democratic representation cares about, must tell you to your face, is capitalism and profits. We have to grow above and beyond that. We have to get to a place where we're not trying to keep up with the Joneses and race off to work, but we're looking at what's going on around us. Because that gentleman or lady there is racing off to work, but this right here is going to be what kills their family in another 5 years. As the temperature hikes up and the wet bulb temperature now creeps above a lethal level, and everyone just stops talking about it. Check out The End of Ice by Naval Grande. Check out The Heat Will Kill Us First, The Water Will Come, or 9 Degrees of Warming. 9 degrees of warning, I should say. Climate isn't going to change, folks, and we've already passed the point that we could actually do something to mitigate it. Now we're going to be dealing with the outpouring of it. The hurricane's on the horizon. The levees have broken. What you going to do about it? Because the water, we ain't going to see it as it kills us. And it'll take real change and real fighting. Outside of that, I'm currently walking to my 9-hour job. I'm gonna dump the litter I've picked up, all non-decomposable. I leave any paper products that will decompose back into dirt behind, but I pick up the aluminum, the styrofoam, and the plastic. I take it into work where I put it in the dumpster where it will litter somewhere else, but I did my best. And then I start my 9-hour shift without break. Around 3:30-ish, I'll get off work after I'm done cleaning the kitchen all the way through. And I'll start my 4-mile walk home. Hopefully with this bucket having been rinsed out and filled with food debris. Tomato slices, lettuce ends, lemons if I have to do lemons. Anything and everything I can get that decomposes. And ideally that has seeds. Those seeds I'll distribute into the riverways as well as to any place that's 200 feet or more off the road that the public can access. And I will continue trying to grow living food sources, much like I did have growing here, and the state came through and cut down. I had roughly about 14 to 15 blueberry bushes or blackberry bushes growing along this roadway here. I don't blame them for taking it down because it was too close to the road, so anything you picked would make you sick. I learn and grow, but it would have been nice if they transplant the cuttings, gotten rid of the spoiled food, and moved forward. Because it still grows, you can see it growing. I just wouldn't advise eating of it. And that's the real change you can make. Yeah, I mean, you can fight for better things, and I highly suggest doing it if you've got the skill set and the patience for it. I'm just tired of begging the city to give a single tiddly fuck about people. I care enough about people, I'm gonna do it because I don't own a vehicle. I don't see the need in indebting myself in order to get more into a system that only wants to fuck me over. So I walk. I got big old holy purity legs from the muscles built up. And they've got a sidewalk around AutoZone. To be clear, they do not have any sidewalk going all the way into Cartersville. But the Styles, y'all got like 20 foot of a sidewalk. Ooh, ain't we fancy. Fuck the rest of the people, I suppose, but y'all got 20 feet to walk to a car shop. The comedy writes itself, folks. If y'all don't see it, I'm sorry for you. But then again, if we sort through the trash, which I could happily do, you'll realize most of these bottles that I'm picking up, 2 of them are water bottles, the rest liquor. Georgia, beer. Georgia has a real drinking and driving problem, but those 4 sappy drunk dipshits assume that when they throw the bottle out the car, they're safe to go. They don't realize alcohol has a distinct odor, which is why it's the cans and shit are in a bucket that I keep off of my body for the most part. Because again, unlike the people that had the foresight to litter like a bunch of jackasses, I'm just trying to clean it up and get to work. It's a thankless job, but it's okay. For the past 4 weeks, due to the wintertime bills coming out, I ain't been getting paid at all. I make negative money each payday. But it's enough to, balance out all the buzzards enough. It's just, I don't think anybody in America is doing real great. But that's how America is, right? Fuck you, I got mine. And for anyone that's, what if you get hit? I have been hit before, friends. Not on this road specifically. It was on the one over across the fields that way. But I have been hit. They just kept on going. Both hands in a map. But this cop, in fact, was a highway patrolman, and he caught the hit me. Because 1, I snatched the mirror off their truck. And 2, they T-boned a car about 10 miles down the road. So that one kind of tucked himself right in. But yeah, the first time I got hit and I didn't die, I took it as a sign. And since I ain't got much of a choice, we keep on a-marching. Because, what choice do I have? Get, state-sponsored vehicle that could take me back and forth? Public transportation? Who needs that? We're capitalists. I want to spend 20 times my value buying some dipshit little status symbol so I can slave away the rest of my life paying it off. That's the way winners act now. Grind sit like a dipshit. Or live within your means, try to live under your means, and save every penny you can if out of nothing else but spite. Pass it on to noteworthy causes like the Trevor Project, like PBS. Public broadcasting has been hit hard by the growing idiocy of our country. People need their Sesame Street, folks. Let's make sure they get it. Also, passion flower grows over in that ditch side. I've been trying to get it to propagate, but damn, do I have to be quick to get those fruits before the other animals get them. I do believe it's a Georgia native. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to try to get it to grow rampant if we can. Because at least out here in the wilds, what prairies are left, we need anything that can be an aggressive native to fight off the sod and the douchebags moving in. And we're about to get a good display of sod and douchebaggery up ahead. Right now, we're still going through the people that respect. That's goldenrod. It makes a fine oil. Decent for, I guess, aches and pains, because that's what I used it for. Really, it just has a nice smell, and it's a good, natural oil if you're from the South. And that you can harvest off the roadside because you're not eating it. So long as you're not eating it, you can harvest it. Just if you're going to ingest it, Anything within 200 feet of the road will be poisoned because these people poison the very land with their automobiles. It's not entirely their fault. Like people point out to me constantly, they've been brainwashed into thinking both it's a status symbol and a freedom symbol. So they'll happily kill our mother while pretending that they're doing good, all-American things. Buys nothing else. No offense, friend, but I'm not, there's no daddy coming to save us. And anyone that clings to that past hope needs to get out of line because we're busy trying things that are actually productive. Tell you what, Jesus saves, how about you pick up some trash? Your Jesus ain't out here with me, friend. I'm here, though. Where's he? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Like I said, I don't care if y'all pop off. It's Sunday. I expect a few crazies to come through. But please keep your death cult away from me, friend. I'm from the American South, so I've seen exactly what your Jesus has to offer the common man. And what he has is old pedophiles wanting to touch your children. And what he has is old dead gospel of a hateful variety. So I would highly suggest instead read some books on humanism. Maybe check out the Buddha's Way. I don't know. I'm just saying. Jesus is like baby's first inspiration to a God. And that God's kind of an asshole. So look to a better God, friend. You deserve better. You can do and be better. Oh, everybody left. Did they get upset because I made fun of their imaginary friend? I'm sorry, your imaginary friend is as impotent as the rest of us. If talking into the void helps, though, friends, YouTube Live is right there. I do it every day. I just highly suggest, personally, you do something productive with the time other than just make NPC baby noises at the screen. Maybe offer your giant-ass yard up to some homeless folks who need a place to stay. Maybe pretend to act like your God actually exists or means something, and then we'll talk. But right now, if I walk down Main Street proper, I'll walk past about 10 to 15 churches, and the rest will be liquor stores. And if I wait until about midday, I'll see the homeless on the street doing everything they can to just survive. Meanwhile, the mega churches are still growing. It's almost like they're utilizing the homeless as a, you better be good or else. And I don't believe in that kind of bullshit, you know? If your God existed, fine then, let's have a prayer meeting right now. I pray today that every American will know what it's like to have a full belly of food. That the fucking president of the United States, Donald Trump, will suffer. I can't go any further due to TOS. But he'll no longer be a problem, nor will any of his fascist cabinet. Let us pray that all the Palestinian children who have lost their arms and legs due to a hateful, evil organization like the IDF will suddenly regrow their legs like iguanas and geckos. And Benjamin Netanyahu will suffer a massive heart attack. Let us pray, amen. Now let's see if your God actually has a dick or not. Because I bet that was about as useless as talking into this empty forest, friend. But then again, who knows? Maybe I'll get proven wrong. Maybe your God will show his ass for once. I've just never seen it. All I've seen is his hateful followers. Anything? Anyone? Any takers? No? Okay, that's cool too. I get it. Like I said, God people pop up real good until you actually bring them into reality. Then they vanish. Much like their holy savior. Remember, y'all, on the Sermon on the Mount, when he left the earth for the last time, he said, some of you will not taste death before my return. Who believes in vampires? Who believes that there are still saints from that day walking amongst us? Because if you believe that, friend, well, I have some water to sell you. I'm just playing, though. Admittedly, I have debated it, y'all. But real talk here. Would there be a negativity in selling bullshit to people if you then take the bullshit you gather from them and put it to a good use? For example, if my very atheistic ass started selling Jesus cum rags and people were buying them for $50 each, but I was taking that $50 and putting it into housing the homeless and feeding the unfed and trying to do good. would that negate the evil that I'm doing by lying to people and selling them garbage? Or would it sort of balance out in the mix? You know, philosophical questions. I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm going to stop looking at the number. Welcome, new people. If anyone would like to say anything, I do occasionally look at the screen. Right now, I'm mostly watching the road because they will hit you out here. They'll hit you and leave you for dead, like a dog on the road. Because most of my fellow Georgians are a little bit psychotic. I think most Americans are a little bit psychotic at this point, though. I mean, we hold up an evil system, and we think it's okay. We think it's more than okay. Some of us fly the flag and wear the underwear. And my big thing is, you know, war in Palestine's still going on. Maxwell, Jasleen, whatever, is about to get a presidential pardon. President Pedophile is about to basically have his cult either really drink the Kool-Aid or really have to grow a spine and a brain. But either way, interesting times. What am I doing? I'm not shutting the fuck up about it. I'm trying to document what animals I can still see in this barren, desolate environment that they've built for us. And I'm picking up y'all's refuse. By y'all, of course, I mean the collective royal we. Because while I don't drive and litter like a jackass, clearly the people who own 15 cars still do. Like I said, I don't understand the wanton, just like hubris. The Gilded Age level of, while people are living in their vans, I'm going to own a massive home, an RV, 15 vehicles, and a fucking swing set in the back. I don't understand, friend. How can you be so blind to the suffering around you? Like I said, I think it mostly speaks to the American hubris, the idea that, oh, I am better than those other poors. Friends, I hate to tell you this, but look at me right now. Look at me when I say it. Friends, we're all the same. Come on, camera. Friends, we're all the same. Each and every one of us. You're made of the same kind of meat and stardust I am. Ooh, yep. I play with the camera a lot. And I've been told I'm quite handsome with my bonnet, thank you. Also, you know, go ahead and make fun of me. I dare you. Say something meaner than what's gone through my psychotic head. Either way, we're all the same, friends. And we're all a little bit crazy. Oh man, y'all good. Like I said, I'm a little tired, so don't take me wrong if the tone's off. I have been walking since like 3 a.m. here. I've been up since 12. I'll be eventually heading home around 3:30 p.m. and doing another one of these. And I'm trying to do what I can to help out. But as you can tell from my little rants earlier, I don't do the church thing, and I'm in the South. So any amount of volunteer work you want to do has to be done with a happy, helping, heaping of Jesus. Otherwise, fuck off, commie. We don't want your help. Well, I decided, fuck you, I'm going to help anyway. And I'm doing it without Jesus, because fuck that bullshit. I'm doing it for me, for the grandkids, and for all those below me, you know? I'm doing it for anybody who has to look at this barren, dead-ass landscape and see naught but your litter all over the road, you know? And I'm building some big old schmexy muscles while doing it. Because we getting out here and we getting it, folks. But, thank you. But like I said, normally this is the part, now that we're almost 30 minutes in, I'd say I have a Ko-Fi. Eventually I'm going to have to figure out how to put it in there, because boy howdy, I would love to make a profit of any kind and be able to stop making all my stuff from scratch. But right now, bigger problems, bigger fish. If you have any spare change you want to throw towards any project, I will again very much and very offer and beg, contact public broadcasting networks. You can find them on the Google and donate to them. Help Elmo, right? He needs your help more than I do. Also, if you happen to have some extra money after you've saved PBS, go ahead and throw a little bit towards the Trevor Project. Because trust me, folks, it ain't getting no better for them kids out there. Also, if you have a chance, feel free to start working with parents in your area to try to get a food bank program running. The Black Panther Party showed us how back in the 70s, and sadly all of us forgot how to do proper civic work in between the two times. Remember, guys, the tools of the master can never be used to tear down the master's house. The government's never going to give you the means to make the place good and livable for everybody, because as long as they can hold those people up on a pedestal and condemn the ones living in the little bitty McMansion over there, well, then they've got their rubes and they've got their marks. What happens when both parties come together and say, hey, well, wait a minute now. We've both been working for over a year and we ain't had a day off. The boss, we haven't seen them in over 5 years. Maybe the one who just sits on their ass behind a big is the one that we should be angry at, rather than the immigrant, rather than some kids, rather than somebody in another country. Maybe, just maybe, we should be angry at the ones here holding the boots to our necks. But that's just me, y'all. I'm just a dumbass fry cook. What the fuck do I know, right? I just read books and shit. I just tell you to check out your local library, where currently Carter's World. You'll probably see it either tomorrow or sometime next week. I'm going to go by and drop off a few coloring sheets, just the designs I didn't want to use myself. And I'll probably be returning some of the books I checked out. But if I go in there and there aren't a lot of people, last time I'm happy to report the library was packed to the brim, so I don't film when other people are around if I can help it. Mostly because, you know, even though Georgia is a right to film state, meaning as long as one party knows we're being recorded, it don't matter, I still like to try to respect privacy where I can. Because, you know, we all have bad days, and God's forbid we get judged for our worst moments, right? I mean, I put every day up on here just because, you know, I want y'all to know I'm real, I'm here. And that's a prairie poppy. I love them motherfuckers. I point them out every time I see them. They can grow through almost anything, and they've been here longer than us, friends. They're beautiful, and they're native. If you get the chance, help them things grow out wild. And I try not to judge y'all, but how the hell can you live in a box and be happy? I would rather live in a refrigerator box as long as it was, you know, properly strengthened against the rain. I just don't understand. That place would drive my mental problems through the roof, just because, I mean, if you get good and drunk, would you go to the wrong house? They all just look the same. It's just Barbie and Ken dream houses, but the dream died 30 years ago. And now the wife stays drunk all the time or high off her ass, and the husband stays cheating on the wife. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that one get too real for folks? I'm sorry. That's my bad, y'all. Again, I'm from the South. I serve these assholes breakfast every day. I know who's cheating on who, because half of them don't look happy at all, even though they're all the stereotypical straight couples. Hate lives in a small town, friends, is what I'm telling you. Hatred lives in a small town. And again, I just can't understand the opulence. Because I have never seen the Bradys anywhere, but that's a goddamn Brady Bunch house there. I'm just curious. Is it the story? Yeah, I need to quit. I'm showing you the back of the houses in hopes that all of my audience is, one, not in Georgia, two, mature enough to realize I'm using these people as props. So don't go harassing these folks. None of them deserve harassment. I don't know any of them personally, and they all are probably fine people. Fine folks. But either way, y'all, I'm happy to have you here. And again, anything you can do, just anything. There was a movement back in Paris, started in England in the 1600s, moved to Paris, has been busting out through the inner cities and through the cities themselves. And it's just grow plants, grow edible plants wherever, whenever, however you can. Oh, you can't grow corn? That's fine, fuck corn. Grow a few tomato plants, grow some basil, grow something else. Grow something small in your little house garden or your little shack garden. Grow and trade amongst each other. There was once a thriving network amongst this country, the likes of which tore down slavery during a hostile Southern takeover. You want to know what tore it down? Communities. Slaves in open rebellion where they could. and people working class working with them to try to help on the freedom. Community is what saved the world before, and community is what will save the world again. What will not save the world? More mini McMansions and more sod. That's sure to not only kill our nation's soul, but make sure that we all just become the automatons Jeff Bezos and Donald Trump and Musk want. People stupid enough to keep pulling the levers. Oh, sorry, I keep messing up analogies. It's been 4 miles. People smart enough to pull the levers, but stupid enough to not ask why. I beg of y'all, at least ask why. Because sometimes that's all it takes. Hell, I got a bully at work to break down and almost cry just by going, but why are you doing that? But why are you doing that? But why do you feel that way? Okay, but why do you think that's okay to do to a person? Okay, but what if it was you? I'm just saying, I'm going to keep it up until you apologize. Well, I don't have to apologize. You're right, you don't have to. And I don't have to shut the fuck up. So why do you think it's okay that you can pick on someone and try to break them down? Like I said, all you got to do to stop a bully, stand up to him. Yeah, you might lose a few teeth in the exchange. But remember, if somebody lays hands on you, well, then that's assault, friends. And that's when you get the legal system involved. But up until that point, you're just exchanging words. And so I offer you, don't be harsh with people, but be honest. And if you see somebody doing something, say something. If you can safely. Once again, I would never suggest anyone, ow, my wrist, anyone put their life in any kind of danger. It is a dangerous world out there, friends, and make no mistake. What I'm asking you to do is acts of rebellion in and of themselves. Because in America right now, you are trained to not say things, to shut the fuck up and report to someone if and only if it concerns you directly. If someone's breaking into their house, who gives a fuck? It's not my house. No, you should give a fuck. I'm not saying go grab your shotgun, Annie, but I am saying at least give your neighbor a warning. Know who your neighbors are so you know if it's a neighbor breaking into their own house or if it's someone breaking into their house. Again, it's a rough analogy, but it's the one I could pull out of my metaphoric ass. The point is, y'all, work together. You'd be surprised what you can achieve when we work together. And fight the sod. Fight it hard. Even if you're fighting it with non-native aggressive bastards like this fucking grass. I don't know what this grass is called. Blue something or other. I hate it. I hate it so much. But if it's fighting the sod, I'll take it. Anything to fight off the sod grass, because you know what sod brings us? Flooding. You want to know what hurt Texas so bad? It wasn't a big old tidal wave, Annie. It was simple flooding. It was shit receding above its ridges, like the river on the other side of this sod farm. Friends, I ask you, if the dam down the way opens up because the rainwaters come and this field floods, how much sod do you think, how much water do you think that sod will take? Because I guarantee you it's not as much as you think it should. The river will come up over its banks. It'll try to feed back in through feed paths like that one in the island in the middle. And then it'll eventually come up over this road because none of that can drink up the water. If it were a different crop, like say alfalfa or a feed for an animal type of grass, then yeah, it'll drink up, you might kill your crop, but you'd save the field. It would act almost like a bounty sponge of sorts. Sorry, I thought I had the camera on me. Eventually, I'll have a teeny tiny drone assistant, assuming I ever have a paycheck that's more than $1. Because I save my tips and I save what change I find, and I dream one day, y'all. One day I'll drop my mother's ashes at the end of the Appalachian Trail, and I will have actually completed a goal. Till then, I'm gonna keep building, keep training, keep working. And hopefully keep making a tiny difference as much as I can, because we ain't gonna stop them, y'all. The evil king has already won. The fucking pedo's in the White House. Fox is in the hen house. The battle's already over. If you want to consider it lost, so be it. We might as well consider it lost. But I'm going to say keep fighting anyway. Even if we lose, keep fighting. Even when they sever liberty's head and hold it up above us, keep fighting. That's what I ask of y'all. And I'm asking you to do it in a nonviolent way. Be creative. Make propaganda. We all know the president hates for us to make fun of his tiny dick. South Park did it and he lost his goddamn shit. Make up posters, draw pictures, put them out everywhere. Hell, make sure that everyone remembers, especially if they've got a Trump flag. So, what do you like about pedophiles so much? Are you like pro all pedophiles or just pro that pedophile? And make sure you use those words, because like I was saying in the stream this morning, y'all, the bastardization of the English language has to stop. And for the record, I don't know the proper name of it, but I'm not talking about like when you blend Hispanic words and English words. That's evolution of speech. That's good. When you when you blend Gullah Geechee and English words to make the fun stuff like Shaggy and the others do. That's cool. That's evolution of language. When you say SA instead of sexual assault, why are you doing that? Those words have meaning. They're terrible meanings, but stop bastardizing the language. Those words have fucking meaning. Ditto for every other word that we break down. Unaliving, sewer slide. Fuck that. It's suicide. It's a terrible thing that nobody should have to endure. It is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I will always be there to try to talk you off that cliff. But what I won't do, friends, is to bastardize my language into something cutesy, something sucrose that our fucking system can package and make into a Funko Pop to sell. Fuck that. If you lost somebody to that terrible thing of suicide, I am sorry. And I mean that. My heart goes out to you because I've lost people too. But let's not let our friends' names, let's not let our lost ones have something as stupid as sewer slide or unalive be the words that we use. Words have meaning. Deeds and actions also have meaning. Let us stand together, friends, and welcome in a new day. And I don't think I'm going to get more dramatic than that, y'all, so consider that the real rile up wind up. The rest of this is just mostly filler. We're about a mile out from work, and we're making it. That's the little island I was talking about. And I really like the little island. There's a tiny like village of groundhogs in there. It's one massive hole underneath that tree there. But I've seen up to 4 groundhogs come out of it at a time at times. I've been giving them a lot of space, especially through their growing and harvest season in the field. But I do hopefully plan on eventually getting the money to put up trail cameras so I can start showing y'all some of the wonders I get to see out here animal-wise. Because as much as I'll say, let's not touch and mess with the animals, if you go to feed them, put up feeding stations, move the feeding stations around, don't let them associate humans with food, that sort of thing. Talk to your local park rangers about things such as that. But definitely check out the local wildlife, because I hate to say it, but if I don't show you what's out here, why do you care if they kill it all, right? If you don't get to see the animals, who cares? So I'm trying to show you. I get it, y'all. I get it. I'm not judging for that one. I get it. If I told you I had unicorns and dragons out here, I would very much expect you to go, okay, cool story, bro, but can I see them? I get it. So that's what we try to do here, you know? I post pictures of mostly insect wildlife because they're the only ones slow enough for me to get good pictures of with my phone. As I can upgrade, I'll upgrade to bigger and better things, y'all. I don't have David Attenborough money, nor do I have a sexy David Attenborough voice, but I'm doing my best. I don't even have Steve Irwin money, and I would never speak bad of St. Steve, but let's face it, if my parents owned a zoo, I'd be doing a lot better at animal conservation right now. And I wouldn't have started 10 years back in my education with it. Y'all, that's the thing. I get harsh with my words a lot. I went to a high school specified for acting. So Woodland High School, a southern academia in the backwoods that specializes in training actors and thespians. we have other courses, but Cartersville has the like actual skills that you're going to have here in Cartersville. The rest of them out in Woodland, well, we do acting. So I speak dramatically, but I do it for a point. I'm not doing it just to be showy. And I don't want your money, though I will take it if you want to throw it on my Ko-Fi. What I want's your attention. What I want's for y'all to try, at least try to do what I'm doing. I think you can do it. It's not hard. Look, for the first couple days, I ain't gonna lie. It's nasty work and it's thankless. Get you a pair of nice rubber gloves like Dexter's mom used to wear in the cartoon show on Cartoon Network. Get you a pair of those nice thick rubber gloves. You ain't gonna get nothing nasty on you then. And just come out here. I mean, I have my rules. I don't pick up hygiene products. I don't pick up paper because it'll decompose. If it's food, I don't pick it up. If my bucket was empty, I'd grab that because it's tire. If my bucket was empty, I'd grab that because it's plastic. Currently, my bucket is kind of full. So it's just, all I'm asking is y'all try. Just try it and post it. Y'all post it. Jesus Christ, people might act, I mean, I'm not saying get in that grifter space, but fuck, get out here and post it. People might pay you to do it. I mean, I've often said that a great way to both clean up the city and help people would be to do it. It was either Japan or Korea, and I know China probably has it by now, but they have reverse vending machines. It's a machine that will melt down plastic into bricks and will take like aluminum and crush it up. But it's a machine that basically you feed it trash, it compacts your trash, and then it pays you a teeny tiny amount. It might only be $10, $20 for like a dozen pounds. It might only be 10 cents a pound or something like that. But it would still, you know, it'd put it'd put a little bit of change in your pocket, and it would give you incentive. People keep talking about the good old days. Well, let's do it, but without the racism. That's what solar punk's about. I say that we start incentivizing people to recycle more. I mean, back in the day, it was the way that the kids made their money. Today, they sell, you know, photos to Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and our wealthy elites. Back in the day, they collected glass bottles and aluminum cans and took them to recycling centers, which were everywhere. They were abundant. About every other gas station had a recycling center at it because it also behooved the business to get that deduction. Like I said, y'all, the solutions are right there. All it takes is people to stop thinking about their wallet and their budget and to start thinking about what tomorrow's gonna bring. Because, y'all, we've already passed. I'm not here to say, y'all, if we don't do... No, y'all, catastrophe is coming. It is 109 degrees in Savannah today. Not Africa, Savannah, Georgia. Georgia in North America is going to be 109 degrees Fahrenheit with a wet bulb of 99. That means if you are outside in Savannah, Georgia today, you are basically going to be having a fever all day, because that's what a wet bulb temp is. Your body will not drop below 99 degrees. It might come out below 99, but the longer you're outside, the more progressive the heat exhaustion will sink in. Hydrating will not save you, though it will be helpful, so you most definitely should do it. What you're going to have to do is take periodic breaks out of the heat into a cooled environment. Here's the problem with that math, though, because that's short term. How are you going to cool your environment? Because if you use an air conditioner of any kind, you are now contributing to the problem while trying to fight the problem. You're taking bandages from one person and putting them on yourself to try to stop bleeding. You're not helping yourself at all. So again, I'll tell you, if you're working outside, yeah, we got to mitigate it as best we can. Take periodic breaks in your work vans or whatever you got. Make sure you got air conditioning in them, even though I know most of my construction crews don't have air conditioning, especially if you're a worker. You just bought the nearest beater you could that'd get you back and forth. I hear you, but you're going to need that air conditioner today if you're in Savannah, Georgia, or any of the adjoining areas. And I can tell you right now, fam, I'm not going to use that language very frequently, but I can tell you right now, friends, that if we don't do something, This is not only the norm, this is the coolest summer you will remember. This is going to be the nicest weather. So if this is good for you, hell yeah, brother, keep on rocking it. If you, like me, want to just rip your skin off and breathe air again for a bit, yeah, friends, there's no happy ending here. But we can start to mitigate it. And it has to be a multi-leveled, multifaceted thing, because the more we try to fight it, the more capitalists are going to say, yeah, but now I can definitely rent out my property. Now I can sell it for twice as much because it has air conditioning attached to it. This is good for me. It's not good for you if it's bad for others, friends. We need to move out of the capitalist mindset of, but it's good for me, because if it hurts your brothers, it will come back and hurt you. Unless you're a complete psychopath. If you're a morally degenerate psychopath like our current billionaire class, well, I can't reach you. I just hope that, I reach you before the mob does. Because at the very least, I'll give you a quick end. For that, I'm not making any kind of threats, friends. I'm saying look at history. Look at what happened to the royal family in Russia. Look at what happened to the royals in France. Look at what happened to the royals in every country that had royals. That's why I say to work together, friends. Because if you live in rampant opulence and the population is starving and dying, eventually they'll see your opulence, and it ain't going to be met with happy feelings. I can promise you that. But all it takes, friends, is working together. And that's what I ask of you every day. And I'll be back again this afternoon, asking the same thing, but picking up a little less trash until after I get rid of the food that I'll be taking for the animals. And at some point, I'll have enough short pictures of the cat shrine and a few other things to share with y'all. Until I get enough to actually get like a 25 pic short going, I'm holding off on that. So far, I've seen 10 dead frogs. That's actually not that bad. Oh. Assuming they didn't all die, and that's just 10 of the overall number that got lost, that means they're coming back too. Means I'll start having to look out for snakes. And since it's all bone, so YouTube won't get me for it, meet the only otter I've ever found in these waters. Yeah, it makes me sad too. He's a big old feller. If I had the chance to show you him in his prime when I saw him hit, and on the side of the road here, if I held him up, he would reach about to my chest from the ground. So he was about a 4-foot long feller. And I knew that there had been an otter because a couple of the mornings walking past, I'd heard the very haunting sound of children playing. If you're walking through a park at night and you hear children playing and splashing, good news, if it's not monsters and ooby-goobies and fucking, monsters, then it's probably otters in your area. Aw. And that was an itty-bitty groundhog. And that one's fresh, so I'm going to have to cut over at a different time today, because otherwise he's going to become a very unpleasant meat balloon. But at least he fell off the road, so he will. As ecology teaches us, friends, everything gets a return. It's why if I fall on this roadside, I would personally prefer, if I fall and die, leave me. Let my body donate to the earth as it is, as it should. Yeah, I know, I can't have my wish. Best I can hope is that the body farm in Kentucky takes me. But I've never understood the whole, I want to be put in a casket and I don't want my remains to ever decompose and I want to be like the saints of old. Why though? It's not like you're going to get that back. You're basically done with the meat suit. Let it feed the planet. Hell, I'd be feeding my meat suit to the planet, except, that's kind of painful. But all right, y'all. I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm not going to show y'all where I work at, just because I know there's a few people by now that I've pissed off enough that they would go try to start some trouble with my bosses. So, maybe someday, but not this day. I'm going to go use their bathroom over there, or not. They got a police box, and I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm gonna use their bathroom over there. And then I gotta run to work real quick. But after that's all said and done, good friends, I will say I thank you for watching. And assuming I don't have a ride this afternoon, pretty sure I won't. I'll be giving y'all a fun walk home as I head by the bait store. Well, after I head by the bait store and get some bait for my lizard friends. Well, food for my lizard friends. And there are people being jackasses in the river. Either way, y'all, be good, stay safe. Remember, rebellious action is to be commended, and I'll always say you're a hero. But do keep your rebellious actions to a danger level of 0 to 1, meaning propaganda and political speaking. Don't do anything violent, folks. I don't want to hear about anyone getting in any kind of hurt and trouble, you know? Y'all be good. As I already said, watch after each other. Stay safe, friends. I'll catch you later. Gotta poke the button now.